I just got back from one of my local shops that was doing a sale, 50% off all single issues. Want to see what I got? Check it out. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and this is Northgarden Comics. Last weekend, I headed to a local shop here in the Twin Cities called Mind's Eye Comics. For locals, they're in Burnsville, Minnesota, which is just south of Minneapolis. They were hosting a weekend-long sale, which included 50% off all single issues, and I love to take advantage of a sale like that. I don't know how you collect new comics, but for me, I'm on a fixed budget every month, and I have to split that between the new books I buy and back issues. So one of the ways I try to manage that better is to break my new books into what we'll call tiers. So tier 1, those are the books that I'm following regularly. I don't want to miss an issue, and it's right now that's books like some of the X-Men titles, the Transformers books, and the current ongoing Daredevil run. Next, what we'll call maybe tier 2, those are the books that I'd like to be reading, but I don't need to get them new every month, and so I'm willing to risk even missing out on them for the chance to pick it up down the road at $2 or $1. And a 50% off sale like this, perfect opportunity to fill in some of those runs and to build out those issues of books that, again, I'm not collecting regularly month to month. Brought home about 10 books from this sale, and in just a minute I'll get out of the way and I'll show you what I got. But first, by way of housekeeping, if you like this kind of content, please take just a second, hit that subscribe button. And as you watch, if you see something you like, give it a thumbs up. And of course, let me know your thoughts and questions down below. Housekeeping out of the way, let's swing the camera around and I'll show you what I got.
All right, here is the bag of books that I brought home from Mind's Eye Comics, 50% off sale. Let's take these out of the bag and take a look. All right, I'm going to get this one out of the way first so you guys can, get all your mocking out of the way. Here we have Avengers Mech Strike #1. This is a book that I wasn't sure if I was going to pre-order it or not. I wound up not pre-ordering it and figured I would pick it up later because I figured, you know what, it's not likely to be a hotkey. It'll be something I can find down the road for cheaper, and got it for 50% off. The biggest reasons I was drawn to this, I'm not expecting, amazing things from the story. Might be fine. I'm not even expecting amazing things from all of the interior art. It's really just the idea that I love about this. This just strikes a nostalgic vibe for me. You've got the Avengers in giant robot suits, not even like giant Iron Man suits. These are giant robot suits. They remind me of 80s Transformers. And you've got one for, just about everybody here. You got Captain Marvel, Thor, Captain America, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Hulk, Iron Man, of course, and Black Widow even. So, and to add to it, the cover is done by, I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce her name. I think it's Kei Zama. She did the interior pencils wonderfully, I'll say, on the ongoing Transformers title, Optimus Prime. Loved it. And between her art and the inking, really struck, again, that kind of nostalgic chord, I would say, for me as a Transformers fan. So when I saw that she was doing the covers on these, and again, just the idea seems super cool. I don't think it's going to be anything amazing, but you never know. It might be a fun story. You got these giant, I haven't read it yet, but these giant, they look like beast type things, but they're mechanized, of course. So you never know. Might surprise you. But sometimes Marvel does these little kind of limited series or short stories that are not connected to what's going on in the main title, and they can be fun. So yeah, when you can get it at half price, really not much to lose there. I think it's got a nice, here's where he introduces everybody to the armor, and then on the last page here, there you go. Let's take them out for a little test drive. So you got everybody flying in their suits. So thought that was pretty cool. Mock, if you will, but just a fun buy, and a reminder that comics are fun, right? It's not always heavy and serious. They can be fun like this too. Next up, got a Captain Marvel book, and this is number 25, I'm not reading this in any ongoing fashion. I've picked up a few issues here and there. This one was more of a key buy, not because, again, I'm going to get rich off of it or anything like that. I like the character of Thor, and so things that are significant events or people connected to him, I'm attracted to as well. And in issue 23 of Captain Marvel, which I have yet to get, was the first appearance of this character, Brigid, who is Thor's daughter. But in this issue, and I apologize, this is a spoiler if you haven't read it yet, but in this issue, when we get to the end here, this is the first time that Brigid wields Mjolnir. So here she's talking to Mjolnir and she calls out, boom, Hammer answers the call, and there she is looking very Thor-like on that panel. So that was the reason I bought that. The art looks cool. Captain Marvel I like as a character, but again, not reading this in an ongoing way. Just grab that because of the significance of Mjolnir in there. Going over to some Captain America now. This is one of the titles that I'm not keeping up with brand new every month. I'm grabbing this as back issues when I can get them at a discount. Not even sure what's going on in the story right now, but I got the next 2 issues that I needed in this run. So I picked up issue 22 here, and then I also got issue 23, and this was the standard cover, the Alex Ross Timeless cover. Actually, I don't know if this was considered a variant? This is a variant. I don't know what the standard cover was. Alex Ross has been doing the standard covers, and maybe he did the standard cover on this one as well, but got that Timeless variant. I got a bunch of these now, so figured why not. Here we've got some Fantastic Four. Similar to Captain America, I'm picking this up as back issues as it goes along. I was tracking with this one when it first started out at number 1, and I was getting it new for a while. And then I was seeing lots of them in dollar bin I was seeing lots of them in dollar bins, so I, didn't feel the pressure to keep up with it brand new every month, and so I waited, and I think I still need issue 26. He had it at the store, but it was damaged. Sometimes I think the way these books get shipped, it looked like it had a like the mark of a strap or something that went right down the center of it, so it was really dented. And even at 50% off, I know that I can get that at some point down the road, so I passed on that one, skipped over it, and just grabbed issue 27. This art here is by R.B. Silva, and I like his style. He's done some work on the X-Men and other titles. This has got some cool stuff going on here. He's got Franklin right now. If you're reading this, in the last year plus, he's been having trouble with his powers, and I haven't read the whole issue, but here, Reed gives him his old Iron Man suit that Tony Stark had made for him. Took it in a little bit, as he says, but gave it to Franklin to be able to use right now while he's having trouble with his powers. And he loves it because then he gets to sound like Iron Man and feel part of the team still and not feel like he's been sidelined because of what's going on with his abilities. But that seems like a cool story, so looking forward to reading this one. And I like the humor. I just like the whole family dynamic of Fantastic Four, and that's a pretty cool cover. So glad to have that. Here we've got Hellions number 8. This is a book that I have been enjoying, and I've been keeping up with it, but for some reason, I just missed out on ordering or pre-ordering issue 8, so I had this gap that I had to fill. Funny thing about this one, this artist, I like his art too, Steven Segovia. Every time I see his name, it makes me think of Sokovia, of course, home of Pietro and Wanda Maximoff, but just an association there. So Segovia doing the art. I like the colors as well in here. And I've said that this book gives me those X Factor vibes, largely because of the cast of characters that they have involved in this book. But this has been pretty good. I've been enjoying that, so had to fill that hole in. And picked up number 8, so now I'm current again on that one. Next up here, we've got Juggernaut. This I think it's completed now, a 5-part limited series. art here, again, I like this is Ron Garney doing the art on Juggernaut. And I got issue 1, and I think I have issue 4 is the other one I got. But I was missing 2, 3, and 5, and again, figured I'll pick them up as I can at a discount, and was able to pick up issue 3. I don't think he had issue 2, otherwise I would have gotten that one first. I tend to like to go in order when I can. I'm not much for skipping around unless there's some reason that I need to. But yeah, looking forward to giving this a read once I have all 5 issues. So now I'm 60% of the way there for Juggernaut. Now we're going to get outside some Marvel books here. This is, and I haven't seen many people reading this, so maybe it's not super hot, and that's fine with me. I read it because of my own reasons to read it, but I was attracted to this series. Image Comics is publishing this. Jason Aaron's name was associated with it as a writer, and so that drew me in. Looks like he's kind of co-writing it with this guy, Dennis Hallam. And then the art here, Stephen Green is doing the primary pencils, and then Rico Renzi, don't know what he's doing. What's Rico doing? Rico's the colorist. And I'd say this is just a nice combination. It's a sci-fi story. We're on issue number 8. I have 1 through 6, and I'm missing 7. Would have gotten that, but he did not have 7 in stock. So again, I jumped and grabbed issue 8. Basic story here is father and son. The father is basically like a like the equivalent of an over-the-road trucker, but in space. And an accident happens. They get separated. Kid winds up with crazy powers, and then the dad is trying to track him down across space. And they meet, you know, kind of wild and wacky cast of characters. I liked, you know, it's been a pretty decent story. It's been a little bit slow in publication. The first 5 issues came out one right after the other. That was the first story arc, and then they took a break, which seems, you know, somewhat intentional. And then they started again with issue 6, 7, 8. It looks like it's going to go 10, but it hasn't been coming out consistently every month, and I don't know what's behind that. But again, I'm not getting it brand new. I'm just getting it, you know, as I can pick it up in back issues, so it's not that big a deal. And it's kind of nice for me sometimes when things aren't super hot, because then you don't have to feel that pressure of, I got to run out and get it right away. You can wait a little bit and then go collect it as back issues and still have the confidence that it's going to be there. But Sea of Stars, been enjoying that. A couple more to go. Here we've got Firepower number 3. This got a lot of attention when it first came out. One of the newest things from Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney doing the art on this. I did jump in on this when it launched. I got the kind of the prequel trade paperback that I think it was a cover price of $9.99, well over 100 pages, so worth, you know, the dollars there. It was a good story, and got the first couple issues new, and then I stopped. And again, this will be one of those that I'll pick it up as I can, as back issues. I think I have up to issue 4 now, and I have not read this yet. Again, a lot of my habit with reading new books, I don't read them one issue at a time. As they come out, I'll let them collect a little bit and maybe read 6 or so at a time, and that's usually like a story arc, and I'll do that so that I get the whole story at once. But looking forward to giving that a read. And then the last book to show you, another Image book. This is Crossover. In my last video, I think I shared that I picked up Crossover number 3, which I pre-ordered from DCBS. Did that because it had a cool robot cover. You can see I like robot-themed things, or giant robot-themed things, but I had not picked up Crossover 2. So I have 1 and 3, but not 2, and so glad he had this in stock so I could get it for half price. These covers are thick. That's a thick cardstock type of a cover, and I've only read issue 1. But again, the idea here that the kind of comic book superhero world has exploded into the real world, and there's people who support that, there are people who are opposed to that. And again, we've only seen this character here just a little bit in issue 1. She appeared in a comic shop, and you can see she's all kind of, she looks kind of pixely, or the dots like from a printer, like she was in a comic book, and it's because she's a character from a comic book. Don't know who she is though, but you can see here. Oh yeah, it looks like they've got some of the characters that have appeared, and now they're putting them in some kind of prison there behind a fence. So we'll see what's going on in crossover. That's the one. That's the one I got. Issue 3. Cool giant robot silhouette. And again, Donny Cates has said that he's really excited with the cast of characters that he gets to play with, like a toy box that he gets to pull in these characters. So I'm wondering if he's got agreements with, you know, certain publishers to be able to pull in characters that would be familiar to us, not just knockoffs. So that'll just be fun when you get to see some of these characters mashed together in these storylines. So should be a good read.
All right, that's going to do it for me, and that's going to wrap up the books I picked up at the Mind's Eye Comics 50% off sale. If you want to check them out on social media, I've got links to their information down below, and if you're in the area, why not check them out in person? I hope you saw something that you liked. If so, don't forget to do the YouTube thing. Hit that subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and say hi down in the comments. If you're not quite ready for the fun to be done, I've got a couple hand-selected videos here you might want to check out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.